Okay, picture this. You went to bed totally exhausted, but somehow your mind just wouldn't let you drift off. Then suddenly, your eyes snap open. It's 3 a.m. You're wide awake, staring at the ceiling, and that sinking feeling sets in. You're wondering, is my body just failing me? Or maybe my liver is completely backed up with toxins from years of medications and stress. Well, if that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. So many of us, especially as we hit middle age, start waking up in the dead of night, quietly worrying. But let's dive into this, because what's really happening under the hood is fascinating, and it literally has absolutely nothing to do with buying expensive supplements. Welcome to today's Explainer. We are going to break down the real science of what's happening to your body after 50. But more importantly, we're going to look at the zero-cost, biologically proven daily habits that naturally heal your liver and get your rest back on track. We're throwing out the marketing hype today and focusing purely on the science of how your body actually repairs itself. And spoiler alert, it is completely free. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll cover middle-aged insomnia, the actual truth about detoxing, and your body's self-healing mechanisms. Then, we'll get into the practical stuff, eating, exercising, and locking down those sleep schedules. All right, part 1, insomnia in middle age and the hidden impact on your body. So, as we age, our bodies naturally produce a little less melatonin, which inevitably shifts our sleep patterns. But look at this contrast. Data from a massive study published in PLOS Medicine, tracking nearly 8,000 people, shows something pretty alarming. If you're a healthy 50-year-old and you're getting 5 hours of sleep or less, your risk of developing multiple chronic conditions over the next 25 years jumps by a staggering 30% compared to folks getting a full 7 hours. And by age 70, that risk climbs to 40%. So we're not just talking about being a bit cranky the next day. A chronic lack of sleep is a fundamental threat to your long-term health. The real danger here comes down to a concept called inflammaging. It's essentially a chronic, low-grade inflammation that puts the aging of your organs on fast forward. When you don't sleep, your body is stuck in a state of high stress, and that fuels this inflammation. This directly hits the liver, driving progressive dysfunction and basically stopping it from doing its crucial night shift duties, like flushing out all that metabolic waste. Moving on to part 2, the truth about detox and why you really don't need those expensive supplements. Look, everywhere you go online, somebody is trying to sell you a liver detox tea, a miserable week-long juice cleanse, or some magic pill. But medical experts, like the ones at Harvard Health, are incredibly clear about this. Commercial detox products are expensive, largely unproven, and pretty much ineffective. On the flip side, your liver's natural system is zero-cost, biologically proven, and entirely self-cleaning. Your liver and your kidneys work around the clock. That is literally their job. So the takeaway here is crucial. Your liver isn't failing because you haven't bought a special detox powder. The real danger is lifestyle overload. Your liver is this highly complex, phenomenal engine, but especially after 50, it gets totally bogged down by excess sugar, refined carbs, chronic poor sleep, and alcohol. Over time, these specific daily stressors contribute to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Basically, your body isn't failing to detox, it is just overloaded. Part 3, the self-healing mechanism. Let's unlock that biological clock. To actually heal the liver naturally, we have to talk about your circadian rhythm. That's your 24-hour internal clock. It tells you when to sleep, sure, but it also regulates your slowing middle-aged metabolism and the cellular repair happening in your liver. When this clock gets thrown out of whack, say by sleep apnea restricting your oxygen and waking you up, it creates mitochondrial dysfunction and triggers a buildup of liver fat. You disrupt the clock, and you literally halt the liver's nightly repair cycle. And the medical community backs this up completely. Clinical practice updates from the American Gastroenterological Association prioritize simple lifestyle modifications over routine supplement use for managing fatty liver disease. The experts are emphasizing that you repair your body through natural circadian alignment and smart daily habits, not by leaning on unproven pills. Okay, part 4, eating to reduce strain. This is nutrition that actually protects you. Reversing fatty liver disease starts at the dinner table. First, you've got to ruthlessly cut back on added sugars and processed refined carbs. Second, shift your plate toward a Mediterranean-style diet. Think fresh vegetables, whole grains, fish, and healthy fats like olive oil. Third, experts strongly advise limiting or honestly just eliminating alcohol. And finally, timing is everything. Finish eating at least 3 hours before you go to bed. This aligns perfectly with your circadian rhythm and ensures your liver isn't forced to work overtime processing a huge meal when it should be resting and repairing. I want you to really focus on this number, 5 to 10%. If you make those zero-cost dietary changes we just talked about, clinical data shows that losing just 5 to 10% of your total body weight is enough to drastically decrease liver fat and actually start reversing non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. That is a highly achievable goal with massive biological payoffs. Part 5. Exercise for deep sleep. Moving to heal. Here's your next target number, 150. Clinical guidelines recommend hitting 150 minutes of moderate intensity exercise a week. We're talking brisk walking, a light bike ride, maybe swimming. This gentle, regular movement is an absolute game changer. It jumpstarts a sluggish middle-age metabolism, burns off excess blood sugar, boosts your insulin sensitivity, and best of all, it physically exhausts your body in a healthy way, so you're primed for truly deep sleep. But it's not just about how much you move, it's about when. Morning sunlight exposure paired with early physical activity are completely free, natural tools that forcefully set your internal circadian clock. By getting that light and movement early in the day, you're literally programming your brain to release melatonin right when you need it later that night. Finally, part 6, establishing sleep schedules and the crucial nighttime wind down. If we want that liver to heal, we have to treat the bedroom like a sanctuary. Here are 4 expert-recommended steps for a bulletproof sleep routine. 1. Disconnect from all screens, phones, TVs, iPads, at least an hour before bed. That blue light crushes your melatonin. 2. Keep the room cool, ideally between 65 and 68 degrees. 3. Wind down with deep breathing or gentle stretching. And 4. Use the bed only for sleep. Don't pay your bills in bed, don't watch the news. You want your brain to associate that space strictly with resting. Think of your day as a 24-hour, zero-cost roadmap. Morning sunlight sets the clock. Afternoon light, exercise builds up healthy fatigue. An early dinner gives your hardworking liver a break. And a tech-free night winds you down. When you link these behaviors up, your body's natural cycle falls into this perfect rhythm, clearing the way for deep cellular repair. Now, a quick warning about 2 major troublemakers you need to avoid: late afternoon caffeine and nighttime alcohol. It is a massive misconception that a nightcap helps you sleep. Sure, it might knock you out at first, but Harvard experts note it actually fragments your sleep, makes snoring worse, robs you of REM sleep, and completely halts your liver's repair work because it's too busy dealing with the alcohol. But what if you do still wake up at 3 a.m.? Here's a highly practical tip: the 20-minute rule. If you're lying there frustrated for more than 20 minutes, get out of bed. Go to a quiet room, read a physical book in dim light, and only go back to bed when your eyelids are actually heavy. And whatever you do, absolutely no phones. You have to prevent your brain from linking your bed with anxiety and being awake. I love this quote from Dr. Elizabeth Clareman over at Harvard Medical School. She says, "I want to believe if you start getting more sleep now, your body will begin repairing all the things that happened when you didn't sleep enough." The human body, and especially your liver, is astonishingly resilient. It is truly never too late to reverse the damage once you give your biology what it actually needs. So, we've covered a lot of ground in this explainer today, looking at how to naturally fire up your body's built-in detox system. I want to leave you with this question to think about. What is one small, zero-cost habit you're going to change tonight to help your liver heal? Is it plugging the phone in across the room? Eating dinner a few hours earlier? The power to improve your longevity doesn't come in an expensive pill bottle. It's built right into your daily routine. Thanks for hanging out with me on this explainer, and I'll see you next time.